Hello, welcome to my video. This is my 1 month debt confession update. Today we're crunching the numbers to figure out how much I've contributed towards my overall debt. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much and welcome back. If you're new here, I am a single woman, single income, first time homeowner living in Metro Atlanta, and I'm documenting my debt-free journey here on YouTube. So if you think you're interested, please pull up a chair, take a seat, and let's start crunching some numbers. I am trying a new setup today, so I apologize if it's a little wobbly, if I'm still trying to get used to how I want to record these videos. So I really want to make it so that you can see the numbers clearly and the calculations clearly. So I brought my calculator from work. So let's do this. And I also want to say that there have been some developments, which I'll talk about later, but let's go ahead and just get started on the numbers. I think that's what we need to do. Okay. All right. So I had 4 open student loans. So I'm counting them all as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Nelnet is my servicer, my student loan servicer. My Bank of America, this is a credit card, Capital One credit card. My Chase is my auto loan. So this is how much I owed on the 1st of October towards my car. And then of course my home loan, I'm also including in this debt picture because I would love to own my home sooner rather than later. As far as timelines go, I'll get into that here later in the video, but I don't really have a set timeline. And I'll talk about my strategy because I don't think I've been super clear on what my strategy is towards paying these debts off either. So we'll talk about that today too. Okay, so let's get started. I looked at the numbers for my student loans and my credit cards. So let's go ahead. And I haven't done the calculations, so I'm nervous. Now the thing with these student loans is even though it's 4 individual, I guess, accounts or disbursements, when I pay my student loan, I just pay in one lump sum, and I can see what the accrued interest is over the days. Now, y'all, the thing about these student loans is I just paid it on the 23rd of October. Today is the 1st of November. Since the 23rd of October to today, I just looked at the numbers. I've already accrued $24.22 in interest. It's only been a week. Like, what? So I think I'm going to change my strategy and how I'm paying down my student loans. This is how people get in trouble. Like, this is why they're so difficult to pay down because it's just so hard. So I think I'm going to switch gears on my strategy and maybe do bi-weekly payments for the student loans and see if that'll help with the interest because boy, it is so disheartening to look at the numbers after just a few days and see that number. It's just disheartening. So this student loan here, the new balance on it is $2,588.31. Second student loan is $1,120.95. Student loan number 3 is $2,505.35. And this final guy, this is the big guy, $9,663.44. Okay, let's move on. I will talk about my strategy here. Oh gosh, okay. Bank of America, $1,942.27. Not bad. We're finally out of the twos. Now, I will say that back in July, this is where everything happened. If you watched my first videos, you know that in July is when the brown stuff hit the fan. So my AC, both of my AC units went down. So I used this credit card to do those repairs. And the balance when I first started back in July, this was close to $5,000. So I'm happy that we're halfway there. Okay, Capital One. This is the card that I use for all of my purchases. Now, I took a trip to Seattle for my cousin's graduation. It was really important that I was there for her for personal reasons. Um, and I, I look back at that statement because I wanted to see like what did I do, because I'm really good about paying this card off every month, so I just didn't know where I went wrong. And I realized that the hotel room that I booked, I used this card to pay for that hotel room, and the rate for the hotel room was, I can't even remember now. It was like $170 a night or something, and that was just for like your run of the mill Hyatt hotel. And anyway, that's where this is from. And then of course I went out there and I spent money thinking, oh, I'll just pay it off when I get home. Well, then the AC units thing happened, and that's where this is where I got into trouble. So back in July when I started, this balance was closer to $4,000. So I'm happy that I'm slowly starting to chip away at that, and now we're in the twos. But this might change here in a second. So this month, I'll talk about that here. I know, I get the suspense, right? Like, what's going on? What's going on in your personal life? Okay. Next loan is my Chase loan. We're now down to $46,842.71. I keep seeing the comments about my car. Yes, this was an expensive car. I don't regret my purchase whatsoever. I needed a bigger car. I haul all of my yard stuff. I mean, I needed a bigger car than the Mustang that I currently own, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I don't regret this purchase. I'm not selling my car, and I'm not downgrading it. I'm just going to keep paying it off as I can. So there's that. All right, my home loan is $163,740.52. So they've gone down. Hallelujah. They've gone down, which I'm really happy about. So let's see what the total is that my total debt. All right, 2588.31 plus 1120.95 plus 2505.35 plus 9663.44 plus where am I? Okay, 1942.27 plus 2938.90 plus 46842.71 plus 163,740.52. All right, so total, and I'll check this once I'm done with the video, is $231,342.45. Not bad. Okay, so overall difference here from last month is 1,000. I'm gonna do this one in orange. My overall difference in 1 month is $1,922.88. I am not mad at that whatsoever. I'm really, really happy with that number. Especially given, some of the stuff that happened last month. I'm not mad at that. Slowly but surely it's coming down. I'm not mad at that number. So I think, there's been a lot of questions about like my strategy and stuff. And I just talked about student loans and the interest. And I really want to attack the student loans and the Capital One cards. Obviously, I'm attacking that first before my car or my home loan. Um, because I am doing a snowball method of paying down my debts. My snowball method might look a little different than the average snowball. So I think some people will take the lowest balance and pay that down or pay that off first, and then go on to the next balance and then pay that off. My snowball method is starting with my credit cards first, because this is, for me, this is my life, right? This is the way that I need to like focus and calm my own nerves. And what now, the thing that's stressing me out the most are the credit cards, plus the interest on the credit cards is just driving me crazy. But I can't just let the student loans go away by themselves and just pay the minimum payment, because collectively the interest on these is just as much, if not slightly more, than the interest on either one of these credit cards. So it's like, what do I do? So that's why my snowball method is a little different. So the credit card that I'm trying to pay off first is the Bank of America card, because that one has slightly higher interest than the Capital One card. And also, it was the one with the biggest balance, I guess, on it. So I'm trying to pay this one off first. That's my strategy. Now, I haven't talked about my snowball strategy because it might change. I've got some things kind of in the works right now behind the scenes. So if you watched my previous videos, then you know that I own a 2010 Mustang. It's a money pit for me now, and I am trying to get it ready to sell. Of course, as luck would have it, this is November, and this is my birthday month. In the state of Georgia, you have to renew your registration in the month of your birthday. So I have to renew the registration. I go into the car to go and get my emissions test, because in some counties in Georgia, you have to get an emissions test, and you have to pass the emissions test in order for you to renew your registration. And of course, as I'm turning the key to start the car, the darn thing will not start. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like almost like the past 2 years, every 3 to 4 months, there's something else with that car, and I'm just tired of it. So I'm trying to get rid of it. I bought the car in 2013. I paid it off in 2015. I'm done with it. I want to get it off my hands. So next month, or I guess this month because it's November, I probably won't, unfortunately, put any money towards my savings, because I need to either, hopefully it's just a dead battery or something that's a not so expensive fix, because I can't sell the car if it won't start. So I need it's a story with that car. So that's we'll call that plan A. Plan A is selling the car, and whatever money I get towards that will just go towards paying off the credit cards, and we'll see what happens. That's plan A. Plan B is I've worked in beauty retail space for many, many, many years, kind of like as I don't call it a side gig, but for my own personal pleasure, I guess, to get out of the house. It wasn't for the paycheck, because I never really made money working there. If anything, I spent more money in the stores. I just basically did it for the discount. And it's totally different than what I do in my everyday life. So it brought me a lot of joy to get out of the house and really go to work and play with makeup and interact with people every day. And it was fun for me. And the beauty retail environment is can be a little dramatic, so I stepped away. But all of that to say that I don't work there anymore, but I did build a pretty good, solid foundation for freelance makeup opportunities. And there are two opportunities that might happen in around the holiday season in December. So I have contracts going out at the end of next week. It's the 10th, yeah, end of next week. So we'll see if I can get some opportunities to do some freelance makeup there, and that'll be several $100s in jobs. Of course, I have to put some of that money aside for tax purposes. In case the feds are watching, I pay my taxes. And so we'll call that plan B. So I have that kind of in the works. And of course, that will go towards my credit cards if I haven't paid for that already. Plan C, which I think is more, will happen a lot I can't say quickly, but come January, I may be getting a bonus and or a slight raise from at my job. So if that's the case, then my bonus will pay off both of these credit cards. Again, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. I don't want to say that this is definitively going to happen until the money is in my bank account and it's a done deal. So, but that's why I haven't really presented my snowball method yet, because I don't really know like what that's going to look like until January. I won't have a clear picture of my financial situation until really January. So I we'll see. We'll see. So now with the car issue going on, since I don't have I don't really have that much of a plan as far as like, I just sucks that I won't be able to put anything towards my savings accounts, because I'm hoping that it's not like a super expensive fix. I'm hoping that maybe it's just a dead battery and we can recharge it, and I don't have to pay anything. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what the diagnosis is. This just all happened literally within the last day or so. So I did a cute little tracker here for me to keep track of my payoff. So I'm just going to cross off how much I've paid so far. So capital one, I'm going to go ahead and cross off 2 of these numbers. And this is just kind of my cute way of like being able to document like, okay, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And there's my nail net. I don't know if you guys can see my nail net. Okay. So nail net, this is nail net number 1. I can at least cross this guy off. But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not mad at how much I paid off this month. I think I did good. I can't cross anything off on this one, unfortunately. Nail net number 3, 2505. So I can't cross anything off on this one either. Nail net number 4, 9663. So I can at least cross this guy off. Yeah, so we'll see. Like, we'll see what happens in November. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to get the car registered, and I want to drive it around to get some leads, and yeah, it's just that the car's been somewhat of a headache for me lately. But yes, I really do want to get my hands off of it, want to just be done with it. So we'll see what happens come the end of this month. So anyway, thank you all for listening to me vent a little bit. It's frustrating. I thought for sure November was going to be better, but it's okay. It's okay. We don't know anything, right? We don't know anything. I haven't gotten the car looked at. My dad and my brother are going to come over to see if they can jump it. I can't drive the car around without a registration. So, but good thing about registering the cars here in Georgia is when you register your car, you pay the taxes and fees up front. So, for example, when I moved from Arizona to Georgia to Atlanta, I had to pay the taxes on the car like that day or for me to get my registration. And at the time, it was like $1,800. It's like certain percentage of the value of the car or something like that. And now every year you just pay like the $21 fee for the sticker that you just stick on your car. So the emissions test can vary. It can be $15 to $20 depending on where you go. I've already registered my new car. My new car doesn't need an emissions test because it's a newer car, so I just paid the $21 to get the registration, so that's coming in the mail. So I'm hopeful that it's just a battery, that I can go get a car wash. I can get some quotes on the repairs that it needs, and I'm just going to sell it as is and be done with it. So, of course, I don't know when it's going to get sold. I don't know any of that stuff, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that things will start to turn around and everything will be better. Anyway, so today's November 1st. I will try to get this video posted by Friday, November 3rd. Today is Dia de los Muertos. I am Mexican and my family is from Mexico. We do celebrate Dia de los Muertos, so we're celebrating my mother today. And we're going out there and putting some flowers down. She's got her ofrenda and everything. And so if you celebrate the Day of the Dead or Dia de los Muertos, I hope that y'all have a safe day today and a celebration of life. So if you've made it this far and you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. And I hope to see you all in my next video. So my next video, we'll do my budgeting for November. We'll kind of talk about the Mustang a little bit more. We'll see if I can get it diagnosed by then and we'll figure it out together. So thank you all so much for being such a great supportive community. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So if you are in your own debt-free journey, I hope that you're successful this week and every week. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.